Good morning, friends. Welcome to our Godly Play classroom. I wonder if you like my new mask today. It has my little ponies on it. As we are practicing to wear these all the time when we're outside, it's fun to get cute ones or interesting, cool ones. And for me, I really had to try a lot of them to get one that was really comfortable. So don't be afraid to try different ones and find out what just feels best for you. Well, as you can see, if we look over at our church calendar, we are still in the green and growing days. And as we are in these green and growing days, we learn the sacred stories that come from the Jewish Bible. And these stories are about people that are just like you and me. These people make a lot of mistakes as they are growing and learning and figuring things out. And sometimes the people in our stories are a little bit lost and maybe confused. But even when they are trying and making mistakes and growing, God is always with them. And God is with us as we get ready for our story. There was once someone who told people what it was like to be part of the family of God. A lot of people didn't know what it was like to be part of the family of God, and they weren't sure if they could trust this person, so they asked him, "Who are you?" And Jesus said, "I am the light." And that light is here with us as we get ready for our story. I hope you'll find a comfortable place to sit to get ready for the story. If you need to get out some wiggles, you can do that. You might want a comfortable pillow or blanket or some stuffed animals as you get ready. A long time ago, people spread out to all the corners of the earth, and they started to build communities and societies. And there was a great family that we learned about a couple of weeks ago. And this great family is important not only for us as Christians, but also to two other faith traditions, Judaism and Islam. Now, who were these great parents of our faith? Well, we have Abraham and Sarah. Now, Abraham and Sarah had a son named Isaac. And when Isaac grew up, he married Rebekah. And Rebekah and Isaac had two sons, and they were twins. The first of the twins, the firstborn, was Esau. And the second of the twins, the secondborn, was Jacob. Now, they were very, very different. And as they grew, they became more and more different. Jacob liked to cook and hang out with his mom. He liked to take things from the garden and mix them up together and see what he could make that would be delicious. But Esau liked to be outside. He liked to go hunting, and he liked to run around. He was really, really strong. Jacob was not as strong. He was a little bit smaller, and he had really smooth skin. Esau was loud, and Jacob was quiet. And as they grew up, they realized that they did not have very much in common, and they would argue all the time. One day, Jacob did something really bad, and he stole something from Esau. But after he stole that thing from Esau, Jacob got really afraid because he thought Esau was going to kill him. And so Jacob ran away. Jacob ran out into the desert, far away from everything that was safe, from his family, from the people who loved him. It became dark, and he was cold. The only thing that he could use as a pillow to lay his head down on was a big stone. And while Jacob slept, he had an amazing dream. In that dream, there was a large ladder, and the ladder went from the earth to the heaven, and the angels of God went up and down the ladder. God was above the ladder and around the ladder. God was close to Jacob. And God said, "Jacob, I am the God of your grandparents and of your parents. I'm going to be the God of your future family too. And your children and descendants will bless the whole earth, and I will bring you back home." When Jacob woke up, he knew that this was a special place. And so he took that stone and he created a little altar, and he blessed that place. Well, Jacob moved on, and he met a woman named Rachel. Rachel was a shepherd, and she took care of the sheep. And they fell in love and got married. And Jacob's family grew. But Jacob knew that this was not his home, and he needed to go back to his brother. So he packed up all of his family and his children, and they started to go back across the desert. But as they started to near home, Jacob became afraid. He didn't know if Esau was still going to be angry at him. And so he hid Rachel and his son Joseph, and he went to face Esau. Now Esau heard that Jacob was coming, and Esau ran out to meet him. He got closer and closer to Jacob, and Jacob stood still. Well, Esau, when he saw Jacob, his brother, who he had not seen for years and years, reached out his arms and hugged Jacob. He gave him the biggest bear hug. They both started crying. They had missed each other so much. Jacob was finally reunited with his brother and back home. I wonder what part of this story you like the best. I wonder if there's any part of this story that is about you. Or maybe you're somewhere in this story. I wonder which part is the most important part. I wonder if there's any part of this story that we could take out and still have everything we need. Now it's time to change the light. As we change the light, we won't be able to see it after a while. But whenever you need it, the light will be there for you.